Hey everybody, welcome back to SpaceBall here on Geek Space. I am Geek Space editor-in-chief and host Danny McGill, and I am here with Geek Space sports editor Robert Howard and JP. We have our own New Japan Pro here. He is not wrestling though. He's playing baseball.
Just New Japan Pro in all facets.
And by the way, he's the pro of a New Japan. We have another one now. We Control C, Control V the whole place.
Listen, one more. Listen, it's Japan 2, Japan 3. We get Evangelion. So everybody get excited for that.
Get it? We have it.
Well, for now, it's all it is for right now is just fiction. But give it a couple more.
Oh, you mean it becomes real?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay. I
think full disclosure, Dan, he hasn't seen Evangelion.
I thought you were gonna say full disclosure. Dan doesn't know it's real.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
But I think that I'm trying to think of Itujima. Dos Kanawa. I'm trying to think of two jokes about a second Japan.
Okay. I see. Instead of Iwajima,
it's Itujima.
Gotcha.
Dos Kanawa.
I like it. Dos Kanawa. You use a different language.
Well, so is 2. 2 is also not Japanese.
It's just like I'm realizing the pattern, and then I'm like waiting for this to be like.
I can do French. Hold on. Ki dueto.
Don't worry about a dead language. It's fine.
Tukio. We're gonna get in second Japan. I gotta make a second Japan.
Yeah. Of course.
Japan too. But we have to start over. They gotta be running on an alternate timeline where they're still on our world, but they're starting back at like the start, and so they just do all the other old Japan stuff again.
Oh no. We can't do another. That's bad. Thinking about Japan's history in general, nope, can't do that.
But the funny part is that they would still need other people to do stuff. Like China would still have to try and invade them, and then they would still. But this time it would be modern China.
Oh yeah,
this is a great idea. We got to make a second Japan.
This is a baseball podcast, everybody.
This is a baseball podcast. Japan and China both have baseball.
They do.
They're both countries with baseball. Nippon baseball. I don't remember what their actual NPB.
I think it's NPB.
Nippon professional baseball.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeti. Baseball rocks. Yeah. So does Japan. Maybe I've never been actually. Japan
is a place that I absolutely want to go. I actually had a trip planned, and then things happened.
Yeah, they got a second one.
Yeah.
I couldn't make up my mind anymore about which one I wanted to go to.
Climate change is actually
really
just giving us a second
It's
Japan.
Just super funny if we just get another Japan.
It just rises up amongst from.
It just comes out of the water like.
It's just like where Hawaii is now.
I'd like to think it's right next to Japan. That it just comes out of the water like it's a kaiju. It just rises out of the water, and people are like, "What is that over there?" And they're like, "It's us." And it's just
there's like a mirror image of a guy waving to himself.
But it's totally populated already.
Yeah,
they come out of the water, and it's already Japan.
Just like, all right,
they're just like, whoa.
The rest of the world leaders just have zero idea what to do.
Yeah, and then and like when you go to the UN, it's like Japan, and then the other people are like, we're also Japan, and so they just have to be Japan too.
It's like the episode of Community where there's the UN's Team 1 and UN Team 2.
Exactly. Competing UNs, competing Japans.
Oh my gosh. Baseball, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of some other dumb shit, I guess there's baseball.
Yeah. Within 2 minutes, you said baseball rocks, and then some other dumb shit like baseball.
Baseball is cool because it's dumb shit, dude. Tell me you didn't watch last night's Dodgers-Giants game and go, man, I love how fucking dumb this is.
No, I watched the Yankees-Orioles game, and I was like, dumb. Why is this in extra innings? Like, the Yankees should just be smoking them.
I mean, look,
oh my God.
You know I love you, and you know I want you to be happy. So I guess by some transverse mathematical equation, I sort of want to see the Yankees do well. But God, if they lost the Orioles in extras, I would have thought it was great.
Dude, well, that's the thing is that like the thing is that I think it's a 4-game set rather. Like, there's no reason why the Yankees should have lost against the split against the A's and lost against the Angels. Like, they lost that series. They won the last game with Garrett Cole starting, obviously, but like they lost that series. And for me, I was just like, all right, 1-game winning streak. Let's go. Like, we're playing a game. We're playing it. What's the quote from Jeter that he took from? There's a quote that like a Yankee quote from like I can't remember who it was, but they would say, "We play today and we win today." Like that, and Jeter took that to heart and would consistently say it every single day because, like, that's just the sports. Like, that's the mind of the professional athlete where they're just like, I don't worry about streaks, I don't worry about whatever. Obviously, they do, but they try their best to just downplay it and be like, we play today, we win today, as opposed to, we're winning every single game, we're doing this, that, and the other. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, and I think like. Yes, it's all a mind game, right? It's like
exactly.
It's like when you step into the box, you can't be thinking about your fucking OPS. You just have to be like, I gotta hit this ball.
Yeah, exactly. And that's their job is just I gotta hit the ball and I gotta hit it well. And I appreciate that mindset for sure because like people like athletes in general will just get like I will say it. Sports journalism is some of the dumbest journalism there possibly
followed
is.
Only by video game journalism.
Yo, dude, yeah, for sure. We were talking about that on Wednesday.
I love video game journalism sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I love it both times, whether it's good or bad. Because if it's bad, I get to just make fun of it, and that's
like awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah, because then
and
you're just like,
good, I'm like, there's a reason that there. I guess it's like a cause here.
It's like beer talk, you know what I mean? Like you got a can, and you're just hanging around with the boys, and you're like, "Do you see this fucking shit?" Like that's It's similar to like when it comes to like an umpire just being a dumb shit, and you're just like, "Look at this fucking guy."
But sorry, sports journalism, please.
Yeah. Speaking of which, sports journalism, dumb people. Joe Rogan is also a fucking maniac. I wanted to just clarify. Last week I said like, at least he works out, this, that, or the other, and like, and Alex Jones is a maniac. Joe Rogan also certified maniac at this point and just a dumb shit. So
now hear me out. Joe Rogan goes to the WWE and his ring name, the Certified Maniac.
That's like so close to like actual names that they have given.
Know. Like that's like just that is like an early 90s, late 80s wrestling name. Is like,
well, here's the thing. Sorry.
I was gonna say. And yeah, he comes out to the theme song from the Joe Rogan Experience. And he's like,
listen, dude, Logan Paul was apparently on last night, so
was on SmackDown?
WWE, yeah, SmackDown.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, he was at WrestleMania.
Up?
He was at WrestleMania and like got his ass beat, which was cool. But then last night, he beat somebody's ass or whatever. Dumb.
It'd be awesome if somebody broke kayfabe and just did kick the shit out of Logan Paul in the ring.
Like the fact of the matter is, for like incredibly quick wrestling talk, I haven't given a shit about WWE in a long time. Aside, like friends will be like, want to watch it, and I'll be like, sure, I'm not paying for it. So I will like watch, but it was incredibly funny to me because I'm certain that WWE fully expected. Well, I can't say that, but WWE is obsessed with celebrities, and Logan Paul is a celebrity. I mean, I suppose you can kind of put him in that aspect now that he like fake fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
But like, it was hilarious because like the crowd was just like booing the fuck out of him at any turn, and it's so funny to me. But yeah, it's like, yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah. But anyway, baseball.
Yeah, dude, baseball is awesome because it's stupid. The Yankees almost losing to the Orioles, very funny.
Trey Turner having a throwing error to first base against
Buster Posey.
Buster, I'm very fast Posey.
Yeah,
like
Buster Speedy Gonzalez fucking Posey.
You've seen that video, right?
I was
Buster
watching
Posey.
it live.
No. I mean Buster Posey, the nickname. He ran at one point and he's like, I'm really fast.
Yeah. I've just seen that
funny.
Video.
But yeah, no, I went to bed around, again, for those that don't realize, West Coast, East Coast, with Dan and I went to bed around 2 a.m. my time, and I saw that the Dodgers had tied it up again, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I saw like Max Muncy get fucking hosed, and I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. I'm not, like, this is too much.
I walked into a bar at the top of the last inning, and I was like, sitting, it was like weird because it was like a bar that, what time is it my time? It must have been probably like 11 p.m. And
had to, yeah.
And usually bars are like, especially in that part of town, kind of empty. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go get a drink and sit out on the deck and just drink. And it's like still people there because the game's
popping off. Yeah.
I am there for maybe 5 minutes when the Giants walk it off, and the whole bar just is like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers!" They're just like pissed.
Yep.
It was good.
That atmosphere is awesome, regardless of like win or lose. Like, dude, I remember. Let's talk about cool moments for stuff like that. Honestly, because I could get into that shit. Like, I will tell, like, just for a fun fact, a fun SpaceBall fact, stats that don't matter. Every single baseball game I've ever been to professionally, there's been a walk-off, which is
really
fucking amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I've only been to 2 Yankees games in total. What sucks is when I was a kid, my brother who doesn't really give a shit about baseball anymore, got to go to old Yankee Stadium, and I had to stay home, and I had to be like babysat. He got to go in 2000, which is like upsetting to me. He didn't get to go to the World
go to a Yankees game. Hell yeah.
I mean, truthfully, from the years of 2000, like, or rather from the years of 1996 to 2010 even, like, the Yankees haven't had a losing season since, I don't even know. Obviously they didn't make the playoffs, but they haven't had like they haven't been like 79 I was about to say 79 and 100, and that is not how many games there are in this season.
They've never gone this. That's one thing you can say about the Yankees. They've never gone 79 and 100.
But the years that I had went was Jeter's last year, and then I also went in 2018. And Jeter's last year, of course, like, everybody's juiced. I mean, they didn't end up going to the playoffs that year. The Orioles were actually very, very good that year, but I believe they got stomped by the Royals in like the ALCS or something. I digress. They were playing, I want to say they were actually playing the A's. Both times I went, they played the A's. And it was not Derek Jeter who walked it off, but Chase Headley, who famously, played for the Yankees. Not famously, I'm kidding. But he walked it off, and I remember the atmosphere in that stadium. Like, it wasn't Bronx Jungle or Bronx Zoo. Like, it wasn't like everybody was there, but like, walk-offs in general give you just like such a jolt of energy to where you're going to be awake until like 3 a.m. And after that, we went to a bar, and dude, it was popping off. Like we walked out of the stadium. There's a bar right outside the stadium, and everybody, Yankees fans. I was hugging so many people that I didn't know, and this is pre-COVID, which is hilarious to think about. But I was hugging everybody that I didn't even know. I was with my sister and my brother-in-law, and like,
I was making out with both of them.
Nope. But we were just sitting there, and like, everybody was just high-fiving and just fucking going nuts. Like, beer towers and everything were just going off. And that atmosphere, when it comes to baseball in general, it comes to sports in general, but baseball in particular, I should say, is so fun because like, you can, I mean, being a sports fan is fun because you could just ride that high for like, even if you can ride that high at least for baseball for the night, because then the next day you got to watch and see if they're going to win again.
Yeah.
And man, like it is just so fun to just be a part of like that atmosphere. Like whether you're like right behind the dugout, which like you, or even just like in the cheapies, like just nuts.
I have never been a part of a baseball walk-off win in person. And I can't even
go with me.
Yeah, well, buddy, we're going to a Mets game.
Yeah.
We're going to go see Mike Piazza.
That's right.
I have a hard time remembering a certain, because I feel like all the walk-offs I have seen in baseball are like not, I mean, they're always hype in the moment, but I don't remember them being like, these have crazy implications, as opposed to like, you know, like the Astros walk-offs and like the playoffs that year was like crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, holy shit. Weird comparison. The only thing I do remember getting that hyped about, where it carried me through the next day, was Nick Foles' Super Bowl with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Nick Foles trounce Tom Brady, I was on a high. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
The fucking Philadelphians.
Yeah.
Okay, just rioted. Like that's. I mean,
I was so sad I wasn't there. I was like, I should have been there for this. What the fuck am I doing?
Oh, dude, it's like stuff like that is just so fun, and like that's the difference between baseball and football. Is like after a Super Bowl win, especially, like I mean, after a World Series win, it's the same type of shit. But like after a Super Bowl win, especially for a team like that had never, like, dude, you were drunk for like 3 weeks.
Just you wait till a hockey win, baby.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. But even if they lose, like if you're the Vancouver Canucks, you'll just burn it down.
If you're in Vancouver, you just like Vancouver. Like it's funny is, so I should say, you know, I guess I should bring this up. I was gonna bring it up at the end, but like my town got hit by a hurricane. Shit bad. Some parts of New York and New Jersey actually got hit by a hurricane, and Philadelphia too.
If you can see, just for people who are listening, see if there's any way that you can help.
I'm gonna put some donate stuff in the description. But
sure.
I was gonna say that I think that much like New Orleans, you have to have flood insurance. I think in Vancouver, you have to have hockey riot insurance.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I definitely agree with that.
It's like a fucking. Do you remember that? There was like a meme of that guy with the hockey, that guy with the hockey stick, like just yelling like this in front of a broken like Zales or something. It was like 10 years ago.
Oh well, it's the same. I believe it's the same one where there's like riot squads and the two people are just making out.
Oh, is that what that was?
Was that from
Vancouver?
I think it is. Yeah, I think it is, dude. I don't think it's a celebration. I'm pretty sure that those two are just like straight up just going to each other, you know? It's just like
this is the guy I'm thinking of.
Yes. Yeah. For a moment, it looked like the Capitol riots, but yes.
No, he's very clearly holding a hockey stick and wearing a Vancouver shirt. It's awesome. I love that meme. But
so funny.
I guess we should actually talk about baseball for once.
Well, I mean, listen. Look, I'm just saying, walk-offs are rad.
Walk-offs are rad.
The atmosphere when it comes to baseball is like very, very fun.
We're in some crazy playoff races right now.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'd like to read a quote from you. Let me find it. Hold on. Sorry. Pretty close playoff races, and I'd like to stake my claim here now.
I feel like I know where this is going.
Bobby said, I said, I don't even remember what the fuck we're talking about.
We were talking yesterday
about gambling. Yes.
Yep.
And,
okay. Yep.
Bobby said, you don't have, many do not have the willpower to not gamble. Many have the willpower of Dan, who goes to the casino a lot, and by the way, wins a lot. And I said, yeah, not many have the willpower to be a fucking winner. To which Bobby replied, call me when the Mariners win the World Series. And I said, call you next month. Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're clear. I have to out myself. I absolutely was gonna be like, fucking World Series is in November, idiot. And then I looked and I was like, because the past couple of years it has been. And then I looked and only Game 7 would take place in November. Yeah. So I was like,
don't worry,
I'm gonna reel
they're
that
not
one
making
back.
it to Game 7, baby. They're sweep. They're gonna sweep the fucking World Series. They're gonna punch. They're gonna take on the Dodgers, and they're going to destroy them in 4 games.
I'm not saying that the Mariners can't make the playoffs. I think that would be very cool. They're not winning the World Series. I will say
they're winning
the
World
here.
Series, and Jared Kelenick's gonna
walk it
off in the 4th game.
At this point, what do I do? What do we do? Are we throwing a bet down?
If the Mariners
for
win the World Series,
what else are you out on aside from Las Vegas bets? It's a better way of me
what
saying
else am
it.
I out on? What other poverty have I put on myself? If the Mariners win the World Series for the next year, I get to pick what team you're rooting for.
Okay.
And do you have?
Hold on.
Oh, no,
Hold on.
You please? Do you have?
Just to be, I will agree to that on one caveat.
Okay.
It cannot be anybody named the Houston Astros.
Okay.
Or the Boston Red Sox.
I've never met a person named the Boston Red Sox, but I understand your point. It cannot be anybody named the Boston Red Sox.
Did I say anybody or any team?
You said anybody.
Oh, well, hey, you know what?
I believe that's actually Ben Affleck's son, Boston Red Sox Affleck.
Your starting pitcher for the New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox.
That's the new curse of the Bambino.
Oh my God.
Is that the Yankees draft a guy named Boston Red Sox?
And the Red Sox had him. He was right under their fingertips.
Yeah, he was a top prospect, and they traded him for the last year on Giancarlo Stanton's contract.
He changed his name to Boston Red Sox just to show them.
Yeah. Oh no, I was thinking that he was such a huge Sox fan, and his parent, he's part of a Red Sox fan dynasty, and then he was drafted by the Red Sox. He's like, yes, finally, I'm gonna get it, and he was a top prospect, and then they traded him, for I think it'd be funny if it was that he was a mid-season trade at the deadline to get Giancarlo Stanton as a loaner, and they gave him a guy named Boston Red Sox. And he becomes the best closer in the league.
Yeah, exactly. Although I said starting pitcher, but that's fair. Sometimes you have your woes in the middle of the season and then you have to transition, but then as soon as he transitions. Yeah, exactly.
I think he's actually good right now. But yes.
Did you have an idea for yourself?
I would say I will not pick the Astros or the Sox. If you had but your bet has to similarly be crazy, and I will let you.
You have to root for the New York Yankees.
You just want me to root for another team? I didn't know if you wanted to come up with a separate punishment.
No. You will root for the New York Yankees, period, and you will like it. That is the answer. There's no. If the Mariners do not win the World Series.
No, you have to say another team is going to win the World Series that's as crazy as the Mariners.
No, my whole bet is that the Mariners will not win the World Series.
I'm not going to root for the Yankees for no reason.
That's the reason! You just agreed to it! I agreed to it!
I never agreed.
Oh my God.
You said, what do I have to do? And I told you what you have to do. I never said, tell me what I have to do. I'm willing to let you take one to say, if the Yankees win the World Series, I will root for the Yankees all of next year.
Gotcha. I'm not doing that. I'm not betting on that because baseball is a fickle bitch. But I thought that's what we were doing.
No.
Okay.
No, if I was just actually betting on something, I would probably pick a better team.
Yeah. So we're clear. I don't I've established it the past couple of times. I think that the Mariners are a good team. It's just that I don't think that they are. I don't think that they're unless there's some fucking insane play that happens from now until October. I do not foresee.
Look, it comes down to this, which is the fun differential. The Mariners need to keep doing what they're doing and hope the other teams collapse around. At this point, it's really not on the Mariners. They're like win percentage is like something like 60% or something. Like they're doing well, but they just need like Oakland and Boston to shit themselves. Like that's really it. Like, and I would say the Yankees, like, sure, if the Yankees could shit themselves, that'd be great. But it wouldn't matter.
The thing about it is you are right in that they need one team that is currently within reach in the wild card to lose. So, like if both, like, sure, if they wanted home field advantage, then yes, the Yankees you would need all three of them to lose. I almost feel like
Seattle would prefer Yankee Stadium.
I mean everybody does because of the short porch. That's the whole meme. But
yeah, I just think I don't know. I think people are. Every single time I hear this, it's just like, well, the Mariners are
really quick
overperforming.
Can you comment on the GM? Maybe you didn't say this, but in my head, it seemed like this is something that you would say. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when the GM for the Seattle Mariners got signed this week, or he became the president of baseball, the president of baseball for the Seattle Mariners, what did you say? Do you remember if you said anything or not?
Yeah, I did. I just said
go for it.
It was the next. So the trade that we talked about probably like 5 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Was Abraham Toro for Kevin Graveman in the middle of an Astros versus Mariners series,
where Kevin Graveman was also dealing.
Yes, where he had pitched, I think, like 7 shutout innings or something crazy.
As a relief pitcher. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, you're fine. I'm just clarifying.
Sorry,
you didn't say anything wrong.
I know, but if you say 7 shutout innings, it does sound like he's a starter. I meant he had pitched. Sorry, yes.
Sports editor here. We're
Sports
good.
Editor, yes. But Abraham Toro knocked one off of Kevin Graveman in the most recent Astros series. I think it was a grand slam, and
they swept him, didn't they?
No, I think they lost one. They won the series.
They took 2.
2 out of 3. But yeah, Toro knocked a grand slam off of Graveman, the guy who they just traded for, and the next day, the GM who everybody was shitting on when that trade happened became the president of baseball operations, Jerry Dipoto.
Yep.
Who, by the way, Geek Space longtime fans may remember Jerry Dipoto from Major League Mondays when he was on my team, because that was 1999. His second to last year in the
along
MLB.
With David Ortiz and
was David Ortiz on my team? Yeah, he was. That's
and
right.
What was it? What sparked the Geeks? Well, I wouldn't say it sparked it, but like what helped to get SpaceBall, like you and I discussing it, was because we would always discuss it in like our little like either Discord or chats. Me saying that, oh God, who the fuck is the Philly player? The Nick Swisher of baseball.
Oh,
the Nick Swisher of his time.
Mike Lieberthal.
Yeah, I said the
Nick Swisher of his time.
I remember I said that, and you got a good hearty laugh, and I was just like,
well, yeah. It's
the only just to be clear, the only difference, and Dan and I have discussed this. The only difference between him and Nick Swisher is just that Nick Swisher has a ring. I honestly think that Mike Lieberthal had better, I think we actually broke it down, and I think Lieberthal had better statistics.
Overall. Is slightly more consistent, but they both are you have 1 year where you look at them and you're like, what the fuck? Like, that was I think it was for Lieberthal was like 99 or 2000, like the year that game came out. He like led the team in home runs and batting average as a catcher.
He was like an all-star as well, if I recall.
He was, I think, like, a 2-time all-star. But yeah, dude, I was like, and the only reason that he wasn't the guy was because, an hour up the road is Mike Piazza.
Yes, exactly.
And so you're just
World Series contending Mike Piazza at that point.
It's like when you think about, Like it reminds me of, it was weird. It's like it's like when you think about Alex Rodriguez's stats on the Mariners, and you're like, yeah, but nobody was paying attention to Alex Rodriguez on that team because he was surrounded by dudes.
Yeah,
that's how it was to be the best catcher. I mean, the second best catcher in baseball, next to literally maybe the best catcher of all time. Like,
oh yeah.
Like,
at the
what
very
do you
least,
do?
in slugging percentage, the only person that is like ahead of him is like Gary Sanchez, and that's because Gary is very much one of those like the three true outcomes of just strikeout, walk, or home run at that point. And that's kind of Mike Piazza kind of was like somebody who not lived by that philosophy, but like definitely statistics wise, you could see that as being a thing. Plus, we've discussed it. Catchers are not necessarily the highest batting average, which makes that super impressive.
Which is, why like Mike Piazza's year looks insanely good if you zoom out from the fact that like he was the only guy to that year to do it better was a guy who was literally in the same division as him. And you're just like, what can you do? But he totally is kind of the Nick Swisher of that era of dudes. I after you said it, I thought about it a lot. I was like, that's fair.
That's so funny that you just said that, because the Phillies franchise can be attributed to what you gonna do?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I literally think all of the NL East history is one team having to look at the other and go, what are you gonna do? Like, yeah. Like that feels like the last month of Mets baseball is guys going, what are you gonna do?
And now they're like on a 5 or 6 game win streak too, which is wild.
All they had to do is start hating their own fans. Hey,
exactly.
Hey, look.
By the way, really quickly, I cut off. What did you say about the president of baseball? I realized we were off on a tangent.
Oh, that was it. It was just that
after he had hit the home run.
It was like the minute after Toro hit the grand slam, and everybody's like, we won the trade. They were like, yep, Jerry DiPoto, you are now the president of Seattle baseball.
I will say, in an all serious comment, I think that when Seattle is good, baseball is good.
Yes.
And like maybe that's just the young person in me who like remembers when I was a kid and like Griffey, A-Rod were like
the team of the future.
Yes, exactly. And like Randy Johnson even, although I was realistically I was like 2 years old when Randy Johnson pitched that game against the Yankees in 95. But
I mean, I wasn't even alive for that. I remember Randy Johnson on the Diamondbacks though. I got to go see him sometimes.
Oh yeah. And that's what was funny to me. What's funny to me about that scenario with Randy Johnson is on the other side of that. Everybody knew that it was Don Mattingly's last year, and David Cohn famously threw his arm out trying to pitch that game. And I remember like he was like, because he's one of the broadcasters for Yankees. And David Cohn was talking because Michael Kay, like he says that he thinks that the team from 96 to 2000, even to 2001, was like the greatest team. Yeah, I think it was 2000, because 2001 might honestly have been, as far as the Arizona Diamondbacks, might have been the greatest baseball team of all time, of just these like misfits that just came together. But anyway, he always talks about how that team, like the 96 through the 2000, was the greatest like team in baseball of all time.
Yeah, totally.
And David Cohn was like, yeah, but we couldn't win 95. And he was like, you have a perfect game in 3 or 4 rings, along with a ring with the Blue Jays. Like, why do you care? And he was like, "Oh man, everybody was crying in the dugout, or like in the clubhouse. Like that was Don Mattingly's last year, and we really wanted to win it for him." And And it's always like you think about that, and I always think of like it's so infuriating to me, and I'm certain to you too, that like baseball is such a tragic sport in that like there's so many people that could be considered the greatest of all time that never got a ring. And like that's what we like. Exactly. The Nick Swisher of his time should have a ring. Nick Swisher of his time
that we made our postseason run. Very sad.
That's right. Yeah. But no, man, I that's just like honestly, I'm gonna take it from the Phillies, even though I just gave it to it. Baseball is just, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, totally. I mean, that is like, I think the beauty of the sport is almost like I feel like in some ways, because of the fact that this game rewards long viewership, right? Like football is 1 day a week. I mean, I guess 2 if you're watching on Thursdays like a psycho. But it's 1 day a week for 17 weeks. I know that I guess there's more now. But didn't they just add another week to the regular season this year?
Baseball?
No. Sorry, to football.
Oh, yes, they did. Yes.
Sorry, that's what I was talking about.
I was so confused because I was like, 1 game a week. You said Thursday if you're, and I was like,
no.
Yeah,
Talk about football.
Gotcha. For
football, you're watching 1 game a week. And then but for including I almost said postseason, including playoffs, it's like less than 25 weeks. Whereas baseball is 5 nights a week, 162 games. That's crazy. And so you have a lot of room to build the narrative on a lot of these guys. Hey, slumps don't exist in football. You want to know why? Because there's not a consistency of play.
Any given Sunday. That's literally the point. That's such a statement. Even with we had done our fantasy draft within the last episodes of us recording. Dan's gonna lose. And
Tre'Quan Smith has a 10,000 yard season. Just you wait.
But we the thing about baseball, and I really love, and I won't go into the quote. You can look it up. Mm-hmm. But A. Bartlett Giamatti, the
old commissioner.
The old commissioner, who actually famously, I believe, had cancer in past. He was only commissioner
and
for
banned
maybe
Pete Rose while he was in there.
Yeah, exactly. But his quote about baseball is so true, because baseball does break your heart. It starts in the spring when everything's blooming. You go through the hot days of summer, and then when it's October and the cold starts to set in, and then winter comes, baseball isn't there for you. And it's one of those things where I think that's the beauty in the sport, is that when you are kind of wanting it, you can't. It's not going to be able to be played. And I mean, realistically, it could be played, but it's one of those things where baseball in general is just there's so much if football is a sprint, baseball is a marathon,
right?
And that's how a lot of people establish that when it comes to
basketball is a middle
general.
Distance runner.
Yeah, exactly. Basketball is a long jump. But yeah, and I mean we're just more or less gushing over it. But as you guys know,
just gonna say, I think the beauty of that is that when you have the time to build narrative, sometimes the losses are even as satisfying as the wins.
Yeah. Last night, the Giants-Dodgers game.
Yeah, or even I think about the big losses. Now, I am sad that Ken Griffey Jr. didn't get a ring. But there is something now to the mystique of the greatest single team probably to ever exist was the 90s Mariners. And yet they are Icarus going toward the sun. They'll never reach it.
Yes.
And it's
exactly.
That is just such an interesting narrative that I don't think that you don't have time to develop in a game where you play once a week.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I just got chills in thinking of the 90s Mariners are the wings of wax.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool.
You should watch that Mariners documentary I've been asking you to watch for 2 years.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Has it been 2 years? Holy shit.
Nearly. That came out. That's the first episode of that came out I guess a year and a half.
It's fine. You can count it. I'll allow it. Just count it. But yeah, man, that's
anyway, I have a game.
It is. Oh, okay. Word. Was that what you were gonna bring up beforehand?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna play a fun game that's not about sappy bullshit. This is baseball players and their conspiracy theories. Listen. We're hearing more and more about baseball players and their opinions on any given conspiracy theory. So I have 5 players here that haven't expressed any interest in a conspiracy theory. And are
we gonna make their own?
I want us to guess what we think their conspiracy is.
Oh, so they already have a conspiracy, and you want me to guess it?
Well, I think that they haven't said anything. So
okay.
I'm saying, what do you think think they believe?
Is this a choose your own conspiracy?
This is a choose your own conspiracy game.
All right. Okay.
And because this is your favorite player in the whole league, we'll start with him. What do you think Aaron Judge believes?
Aaron Judge seems like the typical dude. I'm pretty sure that he got. We're referring to the vaccine, I'm assuming, or just in general.
Any conspiracy theory. I don't care what it is. Any conspiracy theory. Any rumor, any weird theory. This will be tame, but I think that Aaron Judge thought that he was consistently getting injured because he had a gap in his teeth, so he fixed it. Oh, really? the Strahan effect, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he did it before Strahan. It's so funny to me.
I think Aaron Judge thinks that this is. I think Aaron Judge thinks that they hired the other tall Yankees outfielders to fuck with him. To motivate him to play better.
They have the tallest Yankee. Well, that's what's so funny is they get Stanton, who hadn't played the outfield.
Nope.
And pretty much the entire time, and was also always getting injured. Now he's bulked his legs up to be able to play the outfield. And then they get Joey Gallo, who's 6'5".
Since they moved them both to the outfield, who's been playing way better? Aaron Judge. He's I refuse to be not only not tall, but also not good.
And Stanton.
Yeah, and Stanton's doing
good. What's so funny is Aaron Judge has been consistently good this season, but the narrative for Aaron Judge was that he was never clutch. Mm-hmm. And knock on wood, he has been the most clutch for the Yankees all season.
He's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So that's fair. I like that.
Marcus Stroman. I got one right off the bat.
Okay, go for it.
Marcus Stroman is a dude who, to this day, still believes that mellow yellow makes your dick small.
Marcus Stroman is absolutely that dude who when you walk into a room and people are laughing, he's just who's talking about me?
Yes. Yeah. He is so that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think he thinks it's part of a wider conspiracy.
He made a charity or a slogan that's height doesn't matter. Height doesn't measure heart.
Oh,
literally. HDHM or Jesus Christ. HGH. Yeah, HD. He was trying to spin the narrative of human growth hormone.
Yeah, height doesn't matter, but if you get really buff, people will like you.
Height doesn't measure heart. That was what it was. Because I remember in 2019, I was like, yo, you guys got to pick up Stroman. And then he went to the Mets, possibly the worst team at the time with ground ball, with ground ball fielding. And I was like, how the fuck? All right.
But yeah, Marcus Stroman absolutely thinks that mellow yellow makes your pee small. And he thinks that it's targeted to him somehow. He thinks that it's about him.
Yeah. That was my theory, is just that whenever he walks into a room, he thinks that everybody's talking about him. He thinks that everybody is talking about him.
Give me a weirder one. Give me a weirder one. Because that's just true.
So to copy off of the height doesn't measure heart thing, he quite literally is just upset that he actually secretly thinks that height does in fact measure heart, but he's trying to spin the narrative so that the slogan actually, catches fire.
I was thinking it'd be funny if he thought every time he was measured, they were using a special ruler that made him seem shorter. That they measure him next to Jacob deGrom, and Jake has 2 inches on him, and they get a different ruler.
As a man,
and he's
as a man who is 5'9", that's hilarious. Yeah, to me.
He's no, I want that ruler. Give me that ruler. He's
how come he gets to use that ruler?
Yeah, Are you putting the ruler all the way to the floor? I want to see it touch the floor when you measure Jake.
Dude, this is a tape measure.
Dude, we're just notching you on the wall.
Yeah, well, what do you measuring?
He is convinced that his baseball size is the only person who says actually less.
If he was in wrestling, he would have boot lifts for sure.
Yes, he would. He would look like fucking Prince.
Oh, dude.
Okay, Max Scherzer.
Oh man, Max Scherzer. He thinks that if he doesn't throw, the pitch just right with the right amount of aggression, he will die.
Okay.
Like, I mean, that seems like an obvious one, but like the man who literally was just like shaking and just says, "Fucking you! I'm gonna get you, you fucking bitch, motherfucker."
Where if your heart goes below a certain BPM.
Oh, it's like Juiced or
yes.
Not Juiced.
Or no, Juiced is the Tupac movie.
Yes, it is.
Shit. It's like Tick or
it's with Jason Statham.
Yeah. Crank.
Yeah. Crank. It's Crank. Yeah,
yes.
Crank. Yep.
That is
Crank.
what it's like. It's like Crank,
yes,
where he's like, if I don't rip my own arm out of its socket every time I throw, I'm gonna die. My heart's gonna stop.
Someone once injected him with that, and that's why he pitched in Game 7 of the World Series. Is because if you remember the story, he literally could not get out of bed for the one day, so they had to postpone his start. And I think somebody else started for him in the World Series. His wife had to dress him, like at least
I remember this.
Yeah. And he was just like, and it was so funny because like. I remember somebody was just like, why wasn't he the MVP? And I was like, he pitched fine, but like he didn't, like he wasn't, no.
I think that he thinks that every time somebody pats his butt, it takes a mile an hour off his ball.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
And he thinks Dave Roberts is just trying to fuck him up. He was like,
don't
touch me.
That is one of my favorite moments in the world because, like, after he had done that, Dave Roberts doesn't like do anything with Scherzer. Like he does, like he just like he nods to him.
Scherzer
basically.
Is like a fucking gorilla. It's like if you smile at him, he thinks that he has the he's gonna have to kill you. Like
I can't remember who it was. Oh, that was my buddy was telling me that he went to like a school trip. They went to a zoo and they told the kids explicitly stop smiling, like don't smile at the gorillas. And one dude did it, and the gorilla got pissed and started like banging on the window, and they had to leave. They were asked to leave the zoo.
Carlos Correa. I think Carlos Correa thinks that literally everybody else is now cheating in baseball. I think he thinks that everybody else is cheating, but it's just not as good as they were at cheating.
I think that Carlos Correa, well, I mean, that's just so good. That's just fucking too true. Like, and did you see that he's absolutely not re-signing with the Astros?
I did not.
Yeah, so basically they
can't wait for the Phillies to pick up one slightly used and bruised Carlos Correa.
Honestly, he's only like 27, which is insane to me. He would fuck him, but like he is a very talented baseball player. Yeah. I think that Carlos Correa feels that if he doesn't continue to lie, he won't be a good baseball player. He goes by the A-Rod method. So like he just has to continue to just like lie and just be like, no, we didn't cheat. What are you talking about? Check the footage.
It's like the demonic concept of your true name. That if somebody learns your true name, you lose all your power.
Kebert Zella, like that, like the Family Guy bit.
Yeah, dude, that's a good one. Yeah, he's just like if they learn it, I'm gonna stop fucking slugging, bro. I can never admit it.
I'm just fucked. If I don't put my hand to my ear and just fucking just pretend that I've done this myself, like it won't matter. I think that I would have said the Donald Trump effect, but A-Rod was lying long before Donald Trump took office, so
that's true. That's true. Jacob deGrom.
Jacob deGrom. Oh, what does he believe in? It's like the most wholesome shit, honestly.
Mhm.
It's like, fuck. Do you have one? Because like I have to.
I don't even have one for him off the top. My thought was,
I feel like Jacob deGrom just believes that like everybody shouldn't celebrate their birthday alone. Like it's something like that where it's just like the dude's just good, and the dude just doesn't seem like a shitty person to where I'm just like, yeah, I can't even think of anything that would randomly creep into his head.
I feel like Jacob deGrom secretly thinks he is in a competition with Noah Syndergaard over who can be more injured.
That is a good one.
Noah doesn't know he's playing.
He's such a gamer that like he's going to
make
just
everything
sit there
into
and
a
just be like,
competition, and he's gonna be like,
he's just like,
they're just like, in the clubhouse, like, dude, I heard Noah's back on the IL. He's like, I'm gonna punch a wall. Like,
he's just like slams his hand onto the desk, just like his finger breaks. Like, well,
come
at me.
He'd say, yeah, guess who's going back to AA for rehab, bitch. See you later.
Yeah. The doctor's like, you can't fucking keep doing this, Jake. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that my theory is just like that. It's some weird, like, not necessarily the birthday thing, but just some weird wholesome thing where it's just like, that's why Jake deGrom continues to injure himself.
My
is
alternative
just that, like,
actually is that this is not even really a conspiracy theory, but I do believe Jake deGrom is secretly in his head going for the most number of career, like the lowest ERA to team losses. I think he likes it when the Mets lose. I think he is like, I want to pitch 7 shutout innings to have it blown away. I want that. That's why I'm still here. That's why I haven't asked for a trade. I want to be the guy who has a career like 150 ERA with 40 wins and like 700 losses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I do want to say that. Was that the last one?
I had one more, but if you want to,
okay, go for it. No, go for it. Go for it.
Are you sure, Bobby?
Are you sure? Yeah, absolutely. A final answer.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be like Derek Jeter. Like,
Derek Jeter,
motherfucker.
Joe DiMaggio.
No, he thinks that Marilyn Monroe is dead. Wait,
Joe DiMaggio is one of those Roosevelt was a secret Jew guys.
Oh my god!
Did you ever hear that?
Wait, is it really Joe DiMaggio?
No.
Oh,
that's actually Joe DiMaggio walking up to play. He's like, I hear his name's actually Rosenfeld.
He just gets up. If he was like a modern day baseball player, he would just get up to bat, do his little stance, and just be like, Bush fake 9/11.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah, Joe DiMaggio is like, it was an inside job, dude, and the ump is like, you can just call time if you'd like. You don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to whisper weird shit to yourself.
He just says conspiracy theories, but like right before he's about to do it. I bet Trevor Bauer does that, honestly, but like he's just sitting there just like, jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. Like,
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to compare Joe DiMaggio to Trevor Bauer. That's mean to Joe.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, comparing anybody to Trevor Bauer and Joe is very mean.
The same person.
Sure. Oh my goodness.
That timeline doesn't match up at all, but I do think that's funny in my head.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Shit, who is my last player? Fuck. I had a really good one. Oh well, it's gone.
Dude, again, another Joey Gallo thing, because I just feel like that dude just likes hitting baseballs and like nothing else. Mm-hmm. This makes me laugh. I don't know if it makes anybody else laugh, but like, I just imagine a sports editor like Joey Gallo would literally like hit the moon with a home run, and somebody would just be like, Joey, you hit the moon with that shot. Like, how do you feel? And he's like, I'm just trying to hit the ball the best I can. Like, he's not even realizing his accolades. He's like, Joey, you actually cracked the moon.
Yeah.
What do you have to say? Like,
Joey, we're scared. Joey, we're frightened.
Are oceans okay? I really like the beach. Like,
Joey, you put us on a path for final destruction. We're not okay. And he's like, well, I like to play the game, man. And the last one I was going to say was Cody Bellinger.
Oh man, everything about weed, like any sort of conspiracy theory that you do when you're high.
Okay. I thought you meant like every conspiracy about weed, where it's like, dude, I heard weed solves your ED.
No. Yeah. Like weed is just like the secret answer for like, oh yeah, like that's why he'll like smoke up, and Dave Roberts is like, former MVP there. I don't know.
I think he's really into like weird internet mysticism. Like
astrology?
No. Although he probably does believe in a little bit of that. But like, have you ever seen like videos of people being like, I can jump between dimensions to a better self? Where it's this is like they feel too.
Their chakras are aligned, and
I mean that's even like mysticism on like a traditional sense. I saw one where it's a guy puts two cups next to each other. And it's two like glasses, and he fills one with water, and then he puts cards, like note cards in front of him, index cards, and it's like, on one of them he has all the things he doesn't like about himself, and on the other one he has all the things he wants to be better about, or whatever, and then he just puts those note cards with the bad stuff in front of the full glass, and the good stuff with the empty glass, and then he pours the water into the other glass, and he's like, now I am all these things. I've transported to another dimension where I am actually the person I want to be. And I bet Bellinger watches this. She's like, bro. And so he goes into the hotel bathroom, and he puts cards on there that just has the stats he wants. He's like, oh man, good hitter, man. Like really cool. Crazy high slugging. Nice. And then people are like, Cody, you're still slumping. He's like, all right, I gotta get some crystals.
Yeah. I've seen
Cody
so many
Bellinger
Instagram models at that point. It's just
Cody
like,
Bellinger drills a hole in the middle of his bat and fills it with emerald and like rosemary and shit.
Yeah. That's fucking amazing. Holy shit.
Anyway. That's the end of my game.
I liked it. That was fun.
To all of those who we've offended, just admit that we're right.
Yeah, just if you admit that we're right, then we will no longer have any issues there. Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams.
Can't wait for Stro to fucking tweet at me being like, and it does make your dick small. I know.
It's not the flex that you think it is, dude.
Yeah. I was tracking it.
No, I mean, well, here we go. The thing is, if you're a Mets fan, they hate you. If you're not, you're fine, so it's okay.
Yeah. That's actually another. Yeah, I think that's the new Mets GM like thing. Is his belief is that if you just get your fans to hate you, you're a better team.
Which is funny because the Mets GM is the one who came out and was just like, or maybe it was the president of baseball, but either way, he came out and was just like, "This is unacceptable."
Oh, that was their president.
It's just like,
there is it
cares?
Not their GM, their owner. Just tweets all the time. Have you seen this? He just
Steve Cohen, and he's like, I wish that, or is it Cohen or Cohen?
Is it? I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think it's Cohen. Whatever. He's a Mets owner.
Yeah.
But he was like, I wish when the controversy for the Mets was just the black jerseys, and I was just like, just stop tweeting.
Yeah.
Like, you just keep getting, like, because I along with every red-blooded sports American that's on Twitter, will follow freezing cold takes. And he'll just, like, tweet, like, I think the Bats are really going to come alive this weekend, get swept by the Phillies. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's one of those things where it's just, like, just stop talking.
Beating Phillies as far as Philadelphians think it is.
Yeah. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, dude, that fucking, I think his secret belief is that people just hate you more, that you're a better team. But
yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, with the Yankees and the Dodgers, I suppose that works. The Los Angeles Dodgers, the New York Yankees of baseball.
They really have become the New York Yankees of baseball.
Like, everybody knows what he meant, but like, what an idiot.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, fair play to A-Rod. He took a second and then corrected himself. But
and
he meant
maybe
to
like
say
after
of
the
the
commercial
West
break,
Coast,
yeah.
which I still think is a stupid statement. But nonetheless.
Just in general, just say the Los Angeles Dodgers have become the New York Yankees. It's a simple statement that you can just make.
I think
and
that's
just be
even
like,
weirder. I would just say the Los Angeles Dodgers are good. You can just say they're good.
Yeah. But yeah, and like that's the thing. But like in A-Rod's weird brain, you're obviously going to try and compare everything to the Yankees, and it's just like, all right, dude. Like, I guess so. I just whatever.
I remember I don't remember what the fuck. I remember actually visibly being shocked one time when on air A-Rod admitted that he played for the Mariners. He was like, you know what I don't talk about enough? I had a great time in Seattle, and I was like, what?
Yeah, everybody. Well, he's just such a.
Next thing you know, he's gonna be like, you know what? I miss the Rangers.
Yeah, which it's like you go back in history and you're like, I don't think you did.
Yeah, I don't think they missed you, honestly, dude.
It's like that. It's like the toxic like ex person, like ex relation.
Oh,
SO,
yeah.
That's just like, you know what? We had some good times, and it's
we had
like
a good thing going.
I'm glad that you would thought that. Like,
yeah, dude.
But like,
I know my dick didn't work, but you know what? It was a good time.
Just sitting there watching stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome,
Jesus.
man. Remember, hey,
we turned A-Rod into Bellinger.
I was just gonna say, no, I think A-Rod's more of the like. Now he's just like, I guess he's like more up here, but he's like, hey, you guys remember the postseason 2009? Good time. You guys remember when I hit all those doubles?
I just like, for me, it's so funny to think about. Like, just, God, anybody else could have been an analyst, but like everybody's like, well, Derek Jeter. And I'm like, he already made the Players Tribune. And also, Derek was never somebody who gave a shit about the limelight, man. Like, he thrived in it as far as like being a competitor, but like he never like.
I just don't know. Somehow sports media, I guess I get it, because like, hate gets clicks. They somehow always pick the least likable people to be an analyst.
Oh,
like,
dude, always.
I guess except for the Manning brothers, like they're pretty cool, but but like, dude, you could have replaced them with any number of cool guys who were in baseball, like J-Roll is currently doing weekend games for the Phillies, and he's just chill. And I'm like, this guy rocks.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
and
Nick Swisher does stuff. Nick Swisher does stuff for Fox. I think that John Kruk is one of those. Yeah.
I haven't seen
He's an analyst for fuck? He calls games or he's an analyst.
Like a post-game guy?
On the panel, it's normally fucking Ortiz and A-Rod.
I know Ortiz is on there.
As a Yankee fan, David Ortiz being retired and no longer fucking us, I appreciate. Like, I don't mind his insight, but it's always like A-Rod will bring up something, which is like it factors into the game and it makes sense. And then Big Papi will be like, I agree. And it's like,
well, what's so funny is those are the only two guys who were like friends before they were division rivals. Like,
yeah, oh yeah,
because before he was Ortiz, he was David Arias, and he was in the Mariners farm system.
Dude, when the Red Sox and the Yankees were playing, I think it was a Sunday night baseball game or something along those lines. Matt Vasgersian brought up Jason Varitek, and A-Rod's like, to this day, I've never spoken with him again, but I respect him. And then it was so funny because Matt Vasgersian was just like, what would he do? What if we got him in the booth? Would you talk to him? And A-Rod was just silent, and I was just like,
hell yeah, Matty V.
That is one of the only times where I've seen that fight, and I was just like, he's a Yankee, and it does suck that he's doing this, but like at the same time, like A-Rod wanted to fight him, and then he got a face full of mitt. Like, it's just very funny to me.
That's awesome. I would, again, I've said this before, I would love to get a dude who is really likable, who was not like the guy. Like, I mean, I get why you want that for like
a Nick Swisher.
Yeah, well, I mean, like
honestly.
a Nick Swisher is like I didn't realize he was doing that. Like, that's awesome.
Well, I was going to say one quick point. Sorry. Yeah. John Kruk, I feel like, is starting to get to the, like, I can't think of an analyst for the Mets. Is it David Rodriguez? No.
I know what you're talking about.
But either way, David Hernandez. When they were doing the Tatis stuff, John Kruk didn't comment on this, but I'm just parallels equating it. John Kruk when the Phillies got hit twice, when we had discussed it before. He was like, well, now you're warning them, and we can't even hit them back. And I was like, John, you don't have to play baseball like that anymore. Even if you're going to do it, just do it high and tight. Yeah. Like, just don't. I mean, I think
John Kruk gets a little bit old school
carried away
sometimes.
Yeah.
But I also,
he's good.
I think generally, as a media personality, like, he's pretty likable. Like,
yeah, I agree.
And he's like one of those dudes who just likes to share goofy stories. Like,
yes,
which is why I like him.
David Cohn does that. Yeah. Paul O'Neill does that, at least on Yes Broadcast. For the A's Yankees, when it was ESPN again, A-Rod brought up like a stat, or maybe it wasn't even A's Yankees, but A-Rod brought up a stat, and Vasgersian goes, "That was the most random stat." There was like a huge pause, and then he's like, "That was the most random stat." But
honestly, like, I think about the show team being like kind of like good like that. Like, Dan Plazak and Mark DeRosa are pretty all right. Like, I like Plazak more than I like DeRosa, but but like, just guys like that where you're like Dan Plazak's a dude where I'm like, yeah, dude, that'd be really cool if I got him in the booth, because he's like good, but he's not like the guy. I think about
like D-Row and because like that's the thing, is that like they talked about. They like when you're in the show, when you're on like a hitting streak or something, they're always just like, "Are you thinking about it? Like, are they doing whatever?" And like, I was like, I could honestly see that. Vasgersian, I can take in spurts.
Sure.
Excuse me, but he's one of those where like he's not necessarily Joe Buck territory, and I will say I'm not the biggest hater of Joe Buck anymore, because like, and I'm sorry to pick on your Saints, but like, the Diggs, like the Stephon Diggs sideline call is like hype as fuck. Like when Joe Buck gets excited, like I'm trying to think of I think it was Cardinals Rangers, the World Series, when David Freese doesn't hit the home run. I think it's somebody else before.
He hits inside the Parker.
He hits a home run, like a game-ending home run.
David Freese.
It's a walk-off. No, but I'm not referring to that home run. There's a game-tying home run that he hits. Not David Freese, excuse me. It's someone else, not David Freese, that hits the home run, is what I'm saying. David Freese hits the game winner.
But his is inside the park.
Yeah, not the game winner. Yes. Game winner's out of the park. No. I promise you it is. It's out of the park, and then Joe Buck just goes, "We'll see you tomorrow night." I promise.
Why can I not spell?
He does. You are right. It's with an S, not a Z. He does hit an inside the park home run. I do agree with you. But the instance that I am referring to is where he hits a home run, a walk-off home run, and then like Joe Buck yells like, "We'll see you tomorrow."
Oh, okay.
And if I'm getting the person who hit that home run wrong, I'm shocked if I am. But if I am, then I am. No, like stuff like that is very energetic, and Vasgersian does get stuff like that. He gets very excited about stuff like that. I will say that in sometimes watching the Angels broadcast, he like is too excited for a Shohei home run, and I didn't know that was the thing to be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like really excited. Like Shohei has already hit 35 home runs at this point in like the recording. And then he goes, he did it again. And I'm like, well, he did it 35 other times. It makes, I suppose. But like at the same time, I can't necessarily sit there because like the Angels, like just to be clear, it's not ESPN. It's Angels.
Right. Homer
signed a deal with Vasgersian to have him be the commentator for them as well. So like it's like yes, when Michael Kay goes nuts about a home run. So it's not like the end of the world.
That was pretty funny when I went to go see the Phillies play in San Diego, and it was funny when the game ended and like the Phillies fans are like cheering. And they just go, and that's the end of the ball game. Go to the, and then they just announce where the exits were.
Yep. Stuff like that is always hilarious when it's the away team.
David Freese. Wonder if he does any commentating.
Yeah, like that's so because it's funny we talked about MVP talk. World Series MVPs are like the weirdest.
Yeah. Like I think about the other guy that came to mind was like, wonder if Jamie Moyer has ever called a game. Like
yes,
like guys like that where you're like, dude, they totally have a history and they totally have stories, but they're not, like Alex Rodriguez or Derek Jeter or David Ortiz, like the star player all the time. It's just like a guy who is, to be fair, crazy.
2 of the 3 you just mentioned are also World Series MVPs.
No. I know. My point was not about World Series MVPs.
Like like major stars.
I think that I always find that the best commentary is from guys who were like weird platoon bats or like guys who were just like journeyman players for a long time or whatever. Like, and I know Jamie Moyer wasn't a journeyman. He was just around forever. But like that is a guy who literally I think has like the 3rd longest career of any starting pitcher. Like what the fuck? Like,
which is nuts, honestly.
Yeah, but like that's a guy who I'd be like, dude, put him in the booth. I'm sure he like played from like 85 to like 2012. Like just let him talk about whatever.
For sure. And that's one of those things where like they weren't the star, but at one point they had their 15 minutes and like now they have a trophy case at home that's just like, here this is. And that's like on this one series, I was unbelievable.
86 to 2012. Nuts.
Jesus. Did he win rings?
Yeah, he was on the Phillies team that won in 08.
Oh, yeah. That's right. So funny.
That's awesome. Anyway, we're like over an hour now. I guess we should get to This Is How I Win. This is how I win. This is how I win. This is a game where we play, where we get a team. We have a team. And then we try to argue how they're going to win. How they're going to win it all. As we're getting closer and closer to the end, especially with our weird release schedule, there's teams that are mathematically kind of out of the race. And if they are out of the race, then we're going to talk about how they can win for next year. Yeah. Has to be next year.
Exactly.
Calendar next year. Yep. Cannot be down the stretch. Don't give it shit. I want the fucking trophy now, baby. Yes. Okay. Your team is the Rays. How did the Rays win it all, Bobby?
Why do you keep giving me
easy ones? I know.
It's always like such,
Last week was the Yankees.
Which isn't necessarily easy, but like, what are you going to do?
Be the Yankees.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I already established how we win, so.
Well. All right. You have 45 seconds starting now.
Just more or less, just let Wander Franco play every single position. He's pretty good. He's pretty solid. You just keep winning. Like there isn't really much else that you need to do. Make sure that Randy Arozarena doesn't kidnap children anymore. More or less, make sure that Tyler Glasnow gets his sunscreen on his forearm. If he even is coming back this year. I don't think he is. Tampa Bay. Just make sure that the games are in the Trop because it's a bullshit stadium. So, I mean, hey, why not? But
sorry,
but it.
All right. I was sorry. I don't know why I looked at said 10 seconds. I said 5 seconds.
That's fine.
Okay. Let's see what I get. I have the...
Seriously, no, the Trop is a fucking bullshit like park, and I hate it so much. It's such a bullshit. You fucking hit the top of the ceiling, and they're just like, oh, the game's out of play. Get a new fucking stadium, or get out of Tampa Bay. It's probably going to be the latter.
Yeah, why would... They're going to leave Tampa, you think?
I think so. I mean, the owners of fucking... The owners don't pay for...
But
Tampa
they all
Bay,
get to hang
with
out
a
with
competent-
Tom Brady now.
Cool. With Tampa Bay is one of those places where like the owners, if the owners were competent or even at the very least gave a tiny bit of a shit about their team, like they would be the scariest team every single year. Anyway, so this is how I
my team is the Arizona Diamondbacks.
So are you just falling over to next year then? Okay.
No, you think, Bobby, do you think they're not in it? Bobby, you don't believe in them?
If they had Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling, I suppose I might have, but
all right. My 45 seconds start now. Look, basically, you got good guys in there. Keitel Marte is there. You should just get more of those. Get more guys like Keitel Marte. Madison Bumgarner's on your team. Your pitching isn't like as horrific as it could be. Timo Castro. I don't know. Look, have a farm system. Get a farm system. You are the farm team now. Get a fucking farm system so you can sell those players for more guys. That, like, you got a Carson Kelly is fine. I don't know. Get a farm system. That's all I got.
They continue to trade all of their farm hands. And also, Tim LeCastro got traded to the Yankees in, like, May.
Oh, he did, totally.
And then he broke his leg and he's out for the season.
Playing, so I totally forgot.
He played like 3 or 4 games and did pretty well, and then he broke his leg, and I was like, fuck
I literally
me, dude.
totally forgot he got traded because he hasn't been playing. Never mind, you're not Tim LeCastro. Yeah, I don't know. Basically, your team is Keitel Marte and Madison Bumgarner. I guess you have Eduardo Escobar, who's okay.
They did have that kid that had the no-hitter against the Padres, right? He had a no-hitter. It was his first game.
Yeah, what's that kid's name? Gilbert? Tyler Gilbert?
Jamie. Is it Gilbert? Oh, yeah, that might be right. Yeah.
Is this what I'm thinking? I think it is Tyler Gilbert.
I think so, yeah. I think it is Tyler Gilbert.
Yes. Tyler Gilbert is pretty good. His win-loss record is 1-2. He actually has lost both games since his no-hitter. That's awesome.
That sounds like a no-hitter kind of pitcher, honestly, dude.
Yeah.
That's like Corey Kluber like injured himself. Same with John Means. Injured himself after. It's how it goes, man.
Keitel Marte is batting .339. That's fucking crazy. I was saying that is it Keitel or Kittel? That was Keitel. I'm just copying how they say it on MLB The Show. Might be wrong, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they say Higashioka.
Yes, Higashioka. That one bothers me.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
But
yeah, man,
dude, his OPS is 931. Damn, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Cool. Good for Marte.
This is how I win.
Sorry, that was the end of the segment.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Baseball. It was good. Thanks for listening. Donate links for hurricane bullshit below.
Everybody in New Orleans, in New Jersey, New York areas.
Philly's crazy right now. They're swimming.
Philly
in the
is also
interstate.
fucking diseased, like fucking.
It's cool. It's cool.
That's like how the new variant comes to be. Is people fucking.
Is it any worse than just going to the Jersey Shore? Probably not.
you get a little bit of a point.
Yeah, like I said, if I'll swim in an interstate if I'll use a convention bathroom. What's the difference?
That's fair. You know, he's got me there. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy.
Yeah, unless you're Jacob deGrom, in which case you got to show Noah Syndergaard what's up. You got to really slam your hand in the locker, punch yourself in the face. And then maybe
do whatever you can.
Maybe if you punch yourself in the face, you'll have a Max Scherzer type start with the black eye.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, everybody.
Height doesn't measure the heart, you know.
But it secretly does. Call me June. Call me June. It's showtime.